But anyway, ejecting out of this topic because it's kind of gross and
Yeah, we need to jetpack out.
I feel kind of dirty now.
Yeah.
Games are broken.
Games are broke.
I hate you so much right now. You're the worst.
At least you know where to cut.
Yeah. No,
These are like title sequences.
games are broken.
Broken. Okay. Fine. They are. So we've been anticipating a lot of games. It's around the time where a lot of really good games are supposed to be coming out. A lot of stuff is
The holiday season is upon us.
A lot of good games have come out.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all come out and they've all just been. I don't know what's going on with publishers,
There has
developers.
not been a smooth release yet.
Not yet.
They all kind of stumble or just really just fall.
Has there
Yeah.
been one game this year that has come out just rolled out smoothly?
Titanfall was pretty smooth.
Titanfall was pretty smooth.
I thought you meant like this season.
Oh.
Yeah,
Didn't-
okay, this season.
Didn't Timefall come out like last year?
It did. Yeah.
Far Cry 4.
I haven't been able to play
Yeah, I
it.
heard that
they
worked
said
out
it's a
pretty good.
surprisingly solid release.
That's good.
It doesn't it doesn't fuck up.
Yeah. I heard
Especially
that,
since it's from Ubisoft, so.
Yeah.
that was the big thing.
it was a big test. Yeah. Because Assassin's Creed was a shit show.
Yeah.
GTA did pretty well, except for online,
It's still not great.
right.
Not yet. It's still fun.
Yeah.
But
It's better. It's
Yeah.
you know.
But
they're
see, that's
improving
the
it.
thing, though. All of these games are fun. I guarantee you, when Unity's working, it's the time of your life.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't work. Evolve. I don't even want to talk about that because I'm still angry about it. But
It wasn't alpha.
it wasn't alpha. I will say
Relax.
that. Okay. Here's my thing with that. Now I saw a lot of people in comment sections saying, you got a free alpha. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
Okay, but
I did.
2K exactly. 2K put this out for us to play and for us to test.
Right.
Obviously, you failed that test. So I get to complain about it. You
Yeah.
can't tell me I can't complain just because they gave it away for free. If someone gives me free food and then asks me how it is and it's awful, just because they gave it to me doesn't mean I can't shit on it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you can't. You don't if you're starving.
But I wasn't starving.
Well, what they did was gave you a box that said free food, and you opened it, and there's nothing.
And there
in
was
it.
no food, and then I go, "Where's the food?" And they're like, "I gave you the box. What more do you want?" I want the food in the box, 2K.
Mitigating host of food.
So yeah, I think I'm allowed to
Channeling
complain.
a lot of passion here
Yeah.
with food and involved.
I think I'm allowed to complain about it.
I mean, you can complain for sure, but
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
have
don't
to.
want to hear it though. So
It's
shut
just
up.
the fact that people think that you're not allowed to just because it was an alpha.
Right.
Like, it's not the full game, man. What's going to happen when the full game comes out and it's still broken? Not as broken because
Right.
we've tested it for them and told them how broken it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully that test clearly showed that they need to do something different.
For the record, you should probably say what was the problem.
With Evolve,
Yeah,
didn't work.
that's very
Okay.
vague and broad.
But we talked about the keys, the download keys, on one podcast. I guess, did we update it on the next episode?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Anyway,
Yeah.
we did talk about the Evolve keys. So they put the Evolve key, download keys out. We all get them. I had a giveaway. We did talk about it because I talked about this, giving it away to people. The PlayStation 4 firmware update somehow blocked the Evolve.
That wasn't their fault.
Is this new information?
That was Sony's mistake.
Yeah, because they came
Oh,
out with
2K's? Oh, it wasn't 2K's fault. It was Sony's
Sony,
mistake.
right. It's they sprang that update.
Okay,
on them.
but I read that people on PC weren't allowed to play it either.
No, I played it.
I know. We played it at your house.
yeah,
But there was other people. You're not the only person in the world, Dave. There's
What?
other people with PCs.
I don't think so.
Seriously. This is true.
lay down slow.
It's for real.
We'll look into it later.
Okay.
But I think you're wrong.
So yeah, you're right. The firmware did was part of the problem.
Right.
But
Man,
I mean,
it
that-
was so much fun playing it without you, Marco. So much fun.
But there was still issues on the Xbox One.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was clearly had bugs, clearly had issues, especially on consoles. But at the same time, I mean, take it into context. Hopefully they fix it. And sure, you can complain. I'm sure that's what they want to hear is
Yeah.
what problem did you have? Therefore, we can fix it. That's the point of an
There's a
alpha.
lot of cuss words in my survey that they sent to me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You filled it out?
Oh yeah, I filled it out. You better fucking believe I filled that shit out. I was all over that thing. Any part that they gave me a section to type, motherfucker, I was all over that thing. Yes, but this brings up your topic. But like, I don't know how I'm wording this. This is awful. But
Okay, I don't know how to words.
I'm host. I'm
but you're
Marco.
right. But you're right. We can't really be upset at an alpha.
Right.
The difference is these games are coming out as quote unquote fully built games.
$60
and some
games.
of them are just as broken as the Evolve Alpha.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, well, that's what you get for rolling out an IP, one game every single. You're not making a quality product. You're just pushing out the next one and the
Yeah.
next one
but
and the
okay,
next one.
you're right. And what I think most people would say is, the fans want a game every month or every year, and it's like, you know
Every
what?
month.
Fuck the fans, okay? Because we're gonna buy the game regardless. No one's gonna not buy a game
I can
just
wait.
because it takes too
I can
long.
wait a longer than a year for
Yeah,
Assassin's
I
Creed.
definitely can. I can wait, a couple of years
Right.
if you tell me that when the game comes out, it's going to be flawless. I don't need a game Madden. I don't need a Madden every year.
Yeah.
I need a good Madden every couple of years. I
Well,
just need a good game to play.
I mean-
it doesn't make sense that, it's fan demand and bullshit like that.
No. Take for instance the Battlefield 4
Yeah.
debacle that happened. The problems that game had at launch
What was that?
kept me from buying that game, which is people couldn't play online. It was crashing. Tons of issues. I think that was kind of the forerunner of this entire era of issues that these new games have had.
Yeah.
A lot of these new games are online based,
Yeah.
or online heavy at least, and that's causing a whole new, world of issues for these developers.
Right.
So if Battlefield 4 would have taken, an extra 6 months, maybe I would have bought it because it would have been a working, functioning game.
Right.
But since they didn't, and they had to come out with the game on that specific date, and I think it even got pushed back a little bit too. Even so, it came out and it was a broken game.
Yeah.
So, and you're seeing that more and more and more often. I think that developers just need to put in more time for them to figure out how to develop these games to work online at launch. Because, we come from an era of games that weren't connected to the internet. You buy the game and that's it. It works. You put it in. You put the cartridge in the thing. It works.
That's what we were talking about on GTA. We're sitting here, we're on the party chat, and we're both waiting for it to load, and it's just like, PS2, you just pop the disc in, you play the fucking game.
He buys it, and I'm playing Destiny. We're just on the party chat. He's like, "Yeah, it's installing.
Yeah.
It's installing
Yeah,
on a
it's-
console."
It
Still
took 45 minutes
Yeah.
for me to play a game. Like, I get that we're supposed to, with the power that these things are putting out, I get that.
Right.
That's fine. You know what? If the game's going to install for an hour and a half, that's fine. But it needs to work when it's done.
Yeah.
I can't sit for 45 minutes installing a game and then it still doesn't work.
And the
It
thing
doesn't
is-
make sense.
The thing is, like with a console, like if it doesn't work, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
There's nothing you can
doesn't
do.
work. You got to wait for the
On
devs
on
to
a
fix
PC,
it.
you can go in and be like, okay, well, what error messages are giving me? Let's go on the forums and see what other people are doing to
Right.
fix it and see if this works. But no, there's nothing you can do because you have no power here.
You have no power here.
But yeah, let's count the ways that games have been messing up on the timeline. Let's put 20 seconds on the clock. Come up with how many games have errors and have crashed. Let's start off with Assassin's Creed Unity with no face glitch.
No face glitch.
NBA
NBA 2K, their online was just, it was awful. People are saying you couldn't play, you couldn't connect. It was booting people from the court. It was pretty bad.
Destiny matchmaking didn't work.
Yeah.
Level advantages weren't working right.
GTA matchmaking. obviously.
GTA matchmaking
Still not
does not
working.
work at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how many games it was just you and I in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Advanced Warfare's
that.
matchmaking was acting up.
What other games? There were more.
Oh, there was tons more.
Yeah.
Evolve not working.
Evolve didn't work at all.
Battlefield, like I mentioned. Anyway,
There was another one. I
point
got.
being, there are tons.
Yeah.
Tons of these games.
And I think it's insulting to the fan to first put it on us like we're demanding it, and then when it's shit, it's like, well, this is what you want. This is what, like, we have to put it out for you guys. You want it, and it's like we can wait.
Well,
Like, don't let the fervor of fanboys deter you from making a good game.
It's really annoying. Like there's I mean, what year did Hotline Miami come out?
2012, 13.
something like that. I think 12.
It's 2014. It's almost the end of 2014, and we still haven't seen Hotline Miami 2.
Right.
But that's because it's two dudes.
Yeah.
But I doubt it's two dudes still.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
may have-
they say that, but there may be more people working on it.
But these are people who are actually putting the time into a game just to make it work.
Yeah.
You
That's why I love
Just make
indies.
it work.
That's why I love indies.
And then I think I mean indies are pushing the front because they're the ones that everything's riding on it. They're not some big corporation that if this game sucks, oh well, we'll get them again next year.
or
Yeah.
people will still buy it anyway,
Yeah.
like Call of Duty
Yeah.
or Battlefield or whatever.
And that's what's so great about the Steam early access stuff, and like, you know, we can put this out and say, hey, this isn't, you know, working. I mean, this isn't done yet. You know, we need your input.
Right.
Pay a little money, get early access, and we'll start, you know, rolling them out. But don't tell me I have to pay $65 for a full game, a working game, and then say, well, you know, like GTA, for instance.
They're still updating Destiny to get it right.
Yeah,
like,
to
it's-
get it
yeah.
where they wanted it to be.
Yep.
Right.
GTA with the heist missions, they say it's coming in an update.
Yeah.
Why is it coming in an update?
You and I talked about
We did.
this.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, like we touched on it with you in the chat, but later on we brought it up again, and it's a slow rolling money grabbing or money grabbing rollout.
Yeah.
Pretty much the way that I saw it was, all right, GTA comes out on 360, we update the graphics on PS4 and all this shit, and then we're gonna roll out the heist. So
Yeah.
everybody that got it on 360 is gonna want it on Xbox One and PS4, and then we'll get the heist, and we'll get another wave of people buying it for the heist.
Right, right. Yeah, because I mean, they advertised it as coming out with the Xbox 360 version
Yeah.
and the PS3 version.
How long have they been talking about it? It just doesn't make sense.
Right. There have been
Other
quote
than what you're
unquote
saying,
problems with
that's-
them
yeah,
doing
that's
it.
But I
what it
mean,
is.
if you're Rockstar and you know, well, hey, I can't even be mad at Rockstar because it was 5 years from
Oh, yeah.
GTA 4 to 5, and 5's amazing. It's a great game, but I get the complaint. Like I understand why it doesn't make sense why they would wait over a year to release some
Right.
content
Because-
that they've been talking about before it even came out on
Right.
on
Like you
360.
said, it was 4 years between, you know, one game in the series and the next. So you think we couldn't wait one more year if it took that to make this game the fully realized game that you wanted to
No,
put out
because
for
they
people?
only get one big lump sum once by doing that.
Yeah.
Well, then don't tell people stuff like that. Then don't tell me you're going to give me this thing and not give it to me for a year and a half.
They dangle the dollar in front of you.
It's crazy.
You almost got it. You almost got it. So
Almost
close.
had it.
But yeah, I mean, you gotta be quicker than that. Yeah, I mean, I think that we as consumers need to demand higher standards from games nowadays.
It doesn't matter.
I think it does.
Well,
I think if the first week sales of a game were, you know, just far below what they anticipate it's going to be, and it's because, like with Assassin's Creed Unity, they didn't put the game out for review until the game came out because they
Yeah.
knew that it was broken.
Yep.
They knew that, so they put it out with on the same day so that people didn't have a chance. They just had to buy it on faith.
Pissing off all the journalists, by the way.
I'm not going to buy a game on faith. I'm not going to do it because of these incidents.
Right.
They're broken games,
Right.
so I'm going to wait for a reviewer to tell me, hey, wait for the patch because this is a piece
Right.
of shit right now.
They call that weaponizing the embargo.
And it's crazy. So if fans collectively said, you know what, we're not going to buy your game on faith alone.
But that's not how being a gamer works. Being a gamer is you're competitive. You want to be the first one to have the game.
Yep,
you
it's
want
true.
you know
This
you
is
want to
true.
be the highest level first. You want to have the most to talk about it before anybody else.
Right. But
So true.
And that's not going to change.
The
You saw
power-
how the release was for Super Smash Brothers.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
place was packed.
Yes.
To take a quote from Colin Moriarty of IGN, vote with your wallet though.
Yeah.
So we have that power. We don't need to blindly go out and buy these games that, you know, could be broken or that are predominantly broken when they come out. You know, like
But like Dave said, people are going to. They're going to. There's nothing that's going to stop them. Even if I guarantee you, even if somebody told them that this game was broken, probably still be like, well, we'll see how broken it really is.
I mean, it stopped me from buying Battlefield. So if it stopped me, then hopefully it stops other people from buying it. Because I mean, it turned me off from the series of Battlefield, which I was in love with.
Yeah.
On
You're
Battlefield
right.
3.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, you have to think, like, a broken game isn't going to stop anybody from buying it.
Nope.
They've released the same Call of Duty game for years now, and people are still buying
People still
it.
buy it.
Yeah.
People still. I mean, it's not like there wasn't like this huge amount of people turning in Assassin's Creed. They're just gonna wait for the patch because they know it's coming, and that's the problem. You buy a game and you know that at some point they're gonna fix it. So it's like they still got our money and they still met their sales quota.
Right.
So they're still gonna keep doing this shit.
Well, and let's be clear too. I said that we grew up in a time when we just got games that didn't need patches. I mean, couldn't support patches.
No, right.
But at the same time,
Those games were working when they were released because they couldn't get patched.
but also, well, I mean, there are some instances where they had to like get new cartridges because the game was broken when it came out. It's rare.
Name one.
I don't know, but it's happened before. I remember. But my point is that games nowadays give you more quality, though. You have more stuff to do in those games. These games are much bigger nowadays. They have more stuff in them.
That's not always a good thing.
It's not always a good thing, but that's, you have, look at GTA 5. You look at that game versus a game that came out in N64. Obviously, there's so much more content in there. So we're demanding more content for roughly the same cost. And then we get upset when something doesn't work right. But of course, something's not going to work right when you're working with that many variables in a game.
It needs to.
It should. I'm not trying to give them excuses, but at the same time, I see that there is a reason for this.
Listen, you don't buy a car, and if it breaks down, if one part breaks immediately when you buy it, you don't go, oh, well, there's a
Right.
lot of moving parts in a car, and they
Right.
somehow managed to get everything working, so why can't they do it with the game?
I don't
I
know
mean-
if that's equal apples and oranges.
No, but
No,
the
because I'm
analogy
talking about
makes
cars,
sense.
Adam. You're so stupid.
Would you steal a bear?
I would download one.
Yeah, the analogy makes sense. That
I suppose. I mean,
they've got teams of people working on these games. Teams of people who dedicate their entire lives to this. We dedicate an hour to this podcast and it fucking works. We put it out
sometimes.
most of the time.
most of the time.
Like there are teams, 30, 40, 50 people, sometimes hundreds of people working on one project.
Yeah.
What was the budget for Destiny? Like
500 million.
$500
Yeah.
million dollars.
Yeah.
It
Couldn't
doesn't
get-
make sense that
Couldn't
there's,
get the matchmaking to work.
there's
Couldn't get the story to work.
nothing.
Ouch.
Eat
it. Shots fired.
Mm.
Still playing it though.
Nothing should be broken on a game that has that many people and has that kind of budget to create.
Right.
Destiny doesn't look like a $500 million game. It doesn't. It looks great. Does not look like a $500 million game. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I still think you don't see the bigger picture.
Whatever, man.
That much money buys a lot of cooks, though, and that's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
It's too many cooks.
Yeah.
They spoiled the broth.
Did you see my license plate on GTA?
Too many cooks. This is gonna really date this podcast in a year.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I can speak for everybody and
Hold
say
on,
that
hold
we
on.
need
You ain't speaking
better
for me,
games.
motherfucker.
What is the bigger picture that I'm not seeing in Destiny?
It's not just like a shoot 'em up. It's a RPG dungeon crawler. You don't just win. You eventually just become stronger and stronger and stronger with better weapons, and you gotta work for it, man.
I get that.
It's that slow burn that you love from The Wire and
But-
Breaking Bad. That's in a game.
But
minus the story.
You're taking no, but that's exactly it. That's why The Wire is so good. That's why Breaking Bad is so good. It is a slow burn, but the story is incredible. Destiny, you're taking the best part of Destiny and putting that up on the pedestal as like, this is why I don't play it anymore, or how could you not play it anymore because of this? There's all this other shit that's wrong with it that's making me not play it anymore. So you can't take the best part of the game and say, look, how can you not like this?
Well, I mean, the
Well,
biggest-
for all these other bullet
I think
points.
another one of your biggest complaints was that they don't explain shit to you, and that's
That didn't stop me from playing it, but it is a huge frustration.
yeah, it's frustrating because if they don't explain it to you, you don't understand how the game works, how little intricacies help you move forward. Like What was it like? If you break down a legendary or exotic weapon, you get an ascendant shard, and
Yeah, finding stuff out like that is fun. But like going into a level and only seeing the little emblem, and you're supposed to just know what that emblem is, like the hero modifiers. Now in the update they explain the hero modifiers, but before it was just like, look at this pretty symbol. I don't. What does that mean? What
no,
am
they
I supposed to
explained
do?
it.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
Yeah, they did.
When?
You just hover your little icon over it and it tells you what it is. That's how it's always been.
Nah. Nah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, we need to stop talking about Destiny.
Nah, this is gonna be
The one Destiny in podcast.
It seriously is. Fuck Destiny. Never playing it again. Gonna turn it in. Should have turned it in to get GTA.
I got a sparrow that does barrel rolls.
The only
That's
reason
cool.
I didn't turn it in was because, like,
You were gonna make me cry if you did.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I honestly only held on to it just to play it with you guys from time to time.
Oh,
Because I'm not going to play it anymore.
well, let's do the raid. We gotta do the raid.
Raid's fun.
You're
Oh
right.
my God.
And I still want to do it.
Once we do the raid, you
You're
can give it up. But
Dude, you don't understand. Like, you're gonna finish the raid and be like, "Oh my God, I have so many exotics and legendaries and all this. I can finally level up." And
Okay.
okay.
yeah.
Anyway,
raid,
we
raid will-
digress.
Raid
Now
will light
see,
your fire.
but okay.
Let's keep talking about Destiny.
No, but this is the good part about when games work. When we can have conversations like this. We can't talk about stuff like this in like Unity, for instance. Like, what if we all got Unity and we were trying to like have a game where we all did like the co-op mission or whatever?
Halo, Master Chief.
Yeah, that was the other one. I think maybe
Matchmaking
what we
was
might be
Yeah,
broken.
thinking
yeah,
about.
that's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
God, that had to be frustrating.
Right?
That's like their bread and butter.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my God.
How is that not the first thing you worked on and then everything else branched off from there? Like,
I mean,
that had to be perfect.
That's
Like, it's just like this big boardroom meeting, and some guy's like, "Well, the single player works," and he gets thrown out of a window.
yeah, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's akin to like Call of Duty's multiplayer not working on launch.
Different, man. It's like even though Halo's the same fucking game, and it's not my cup of tea. I still commend Halo for being like an original. Go ahead. What?
Sorry,
You think I'm just gonna keep
distract you? Just keep
None of
yes,
what I said
because I
made
thought you were a
sense.
professional and just gonna keep going.
Oh yeah, a professional like you are that would just interrupt me in my.
I wasn't
sentence.
interrupting you. That's why I didn't say anything. I could have been like, "Hey,
Adam,
check this
exclusively.
out." But
The both of you have done that to me before, and I keep it rolling. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, you gotta keep it rolling, man.
Preach.
Be a pro. Church.
Church.
Anyway, what I was showing him is the
Girl,
Manny fight
bye.
is about to start.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we gotta go.
Bye.
Yeah, they're announcing him. I'm looking at a live blog.
Close it out. We'll get to it. So please continue. Your...
What?
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Bye, guys.
No.
Oh. No, that Halo came out first, and they pretty much paved the way for
First person.
online first person gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
That was like the first successful
Console first person shooter.
console first person
could
shooter
they
with
not
multiplayer.
know that is what people wanted from this remaster? Yeah, the story is great, but that's what it was. That's what people wanted. I just don't understand
Yeah.
how they could let that happen.
It's one of those communities that goes specifically like some people just go straight to the multiplayer. They don't even play the story
Yeah,
missions.
like
That's it.
Battlefield. I didn't play the single player for
There you go.
months.
I'd never beat it. I didn't. It was just the multiplayer was just too much fun.
Yeah.
I was not invested in the story. Just didn't care.
Yep.
That's just. I mean, that's why Titanfall was like, we're not going to dedicate 100 hours of man
Right.
hours to this storyline
Yeah.
that no one's going to play.
Right.
Titanfall is just for the people
I mean,
like that.
they succeeded and failed in that regard, but that's
mean,
a whole nother
that
podcast topic.
There shouldn't have been a story in that at all.
No, there shouldn't have been a story. It should have just
No.
been, this is what you're doing, this is what you're fighting for.
Right.
Like, they failed. But anyway, yeah, that's their bread and butter, like you said. How they failed on that, it's pretty amazing, actually. It's pretty fascinating that I would love to be able to talk to one of the developers, one of the,
Be in that
someone,
board meeting,
yeah, to
boardroom.
just sit there and just be like, how, guys?
Why?
How?
Why?
How'd you, what? What happened?
I mean, that
How'd
just
you let
goes
this
to
happen?
prove that even the like top dogs can screw this up.
It's not an excuse, though.
But I mean, like, what hope is there for like every other developer if 343 working on Halo of all things, can't make it work?
But you know what?
It
Destiny,
ain't Bungie.
Yeah, Destiny.
Well,
the rollout wasn't.
Bungie too.
The rollout was bumpy, but it worked.
Yeah, yeah,
It still worked.
Yeah.
And like we said, Titanfall worked.
yeah.
That rollout was smooth as butter.
Yeah,
I have had no problems. Well, I mean, I don't play it anymore, but I had no problems playing Titanfall. Never once.
Right.
Never
So,
not once.
Never not once.
Ever.
So that was
Yeah.
smooth as shit. Whatever they're doing, every other developer needs to call them up and say, "How did you do this so smoothly? How is matchmaking so smooth in this game?" Because it was instant.
We got money.
Excuse me, IT.
Last time I played Modern Warfare or a game like that, like there would be times where like matchmaking just didn't happen. It just never happened.
That theme song just
Just
Keeps
dun, like just over and over. Titanfall, it was instantaneous. I turned the game on, like 8 people in the game,
jump in.
ready to go.
Yeah.
jump
It's just
in.
like took 2 seconds. So
Yeah, I don't know what's making matchmaking so fucking difficult now with these consoles.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. Maybe we need to be in the know.
Yeah. Do some research.
Well, anyway,
We're gonna get on that. So
yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now.
Yeah.
Research.
Market research.
This was the One Baron Podcast. My name is Mr. Dupa. For Adam Robesis Rodriguez and Drunk Dave Romero.
don't speak for me.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a beautiful night.
Bye.